Hi guys, Luke here again. In this quick video, I try and keep the videos nice and short, so you guys can listen to them conveniently and it doesn't disrupt you too much. Today I'm going to go over Ethereum, why I think it isn't a store of value and a store of wealth, same thing, and why I think Ethereum is pretty much being squandered. It's got the potential for so much more. So it's a positive video. It's constructive criticism, let's say. Ethereum, first and foremost, for those of you who think it is, it's not primarily a store of value. Don't look at Ethereum in that kind of two-dimensional manner, because it's not. It's much, much more. A lot of people kind of look at Ethereum just as another Bitcoin. It's not. It's not another Bitcoin. It's different. It can do much, much more than Bitcoin. It is technically more advanced. Bitcoin's primary function is to basically be money. Ethereum's primary function is to basically build innovation upon itself, to be a world computer where you can create applications, smart apps. Now, why I think Ethereum isn't a store of value as much, for those of you who kind of bought in Ethereum, during when it was like sort of £1, $1 or less, you've made some good value. You've made some good gains, some really, really good gains. So well done. Congrats. But we have to understand that Ethereum hasn't got a cap on how many Ethereum there's going to be. Now, do you really foresee that when there's over 100 billion Ethereum in circulation, can Ethereum really hold this price just as easily when it's just so easy to get hold of, when there's so many of it in circulation? Isn't that why Bitcoin is worth so much? Because we only know we're only going to get 21 million. So just for that simple reason, the Ethereum price on a long-term basis won't ever really compete with Bitcoin's. Think about it. But if Ethereum's true potential is realized by the majority of the sheeple, it could give it a big boost. Ethereum is built to create innovation. It's amazing. Its potential is boundless. It's great. It's got so much potential, and it's wasted. It's wasted. The developers are really good. They know what they're doing. They can kind of solve any problem that comes along, pretty much. But I think there's an ulterior agenda at the very top of the Ethereum capstone, within Ethereum itself. Not the program itself, not the software, not the blockchain itself. I mean the actual developers, the sort of at the very top. And I think they're running their own sort of agenda with Ethereum. And I think Ethereum could be so much more, and it could create so much more. And they're kind of dropping the ball in a way. I don't know if you guys remember with the Dio hack, there was rumours that when miners were there was the vote for the hard fork, the vote was corrupted or rigged or something. And it's like, well, where have we heard that before? So something that doesn't taste right with Ethereum. It doesn't sit right with me. Something, and it's not the actual software. It's not the actual technology. The technology is fucking awesome, but it's the people behind it, and it's the people who don't understand it properly and don't understand its potential. I got a bit of a cold, man. It's like -5 outside, so that's why I don't think Ethereum you shouldn't look at Ethereum as a store of value. This is my take on it. Bitcoin, Litecoin, store value, payment transaction based. That's what they're based for. Simple technology. Well, simple in terms of blockchain stuff. It's still cutting edge. Monero, Dash is privacy based. Ripple is basically trying to be mainstream and work with the banks. Ethereum is basically the artist, the creator, the designer, the multimedia creator. You know, it creates all these amazing things. That's Ethereum's function. It's innovative, and you guys shouldn't look at Ethereum as just money. It's not just money. The money side of Ethereum is just one of the many things it can do. So you guys need to really look at what Ethereum can do. But in terms of its price, it may not sustain itself in like 10, 20 years. But then it might be loads in 10, 20 years because of its innovation side. See, if Ethereum had a bit, if people started trusting Ethereum again and had more faith in it again, and utilized its creative potential, it could just push its price totally up. I could be totally wrong, but when there's no cap on how many can be mined, I think it's going to affect the price at some point. And this isn't advice, do what you want, but that's what I think. Ethereum's got the money to do pretty much what it wants, so I mean, I think put Ethereum in as not high risk, but just put it with Ripple and just see what happens. Don't really expect it to, I don't know, something just doesn't taste right with it. And again, it's the developers, not the technology. It's the people at the very top manipulating and controlling Ethereum from the very, very top. And I think Ethereum is going to become more and more and more centralized. There's a lot of hate going towards Ethereum, but we need to appreciate Ethereum's creative side. And I think it's key. That's how it could actually continue staying up as number 2, because at the moment it's dropping the ball a lot, and there's a lot of innovative companies that could just come in, swoop in, like what Apple did to Microsoft sort of 10 years ago. Swoop in and just take a chunk of their loyal market. So yeah, let me know what you think. It's a funny one, but I know a lot of you are going to disagree. That's good, because I like different insights. So let me know what you think. Hopefully with the next video, I'm not bunged up. And yeah, what do you think of Ethereum? I mean, yeah, I think it's good to have Ethereum. I think Ethereum's great. I think, yeah, have some, you know, no harm in it. If you want, if you can afford it, do what you want. But, you know, just take it with a pinch of salt. That's all I'm saying. I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes with Ethereum that they actually say. I think there's a little bit of greed stifling Ethereum, and it's sad because imagine if the internet went decentralized. Like if the internet was basically a giant blockchain. Ethereum would be the key to that, to making that work. You know, you got to understand these theories. If the internet, you know, as time goes on and the blockchain gets more and more accepted, Ethereum is going to be needed, so that could pump up its price for you investors that look at Ethereum just as a store of value. For people who look at Ethereum a bit more deeper and look at it as a tool for creativity and for innovation, I think Ethereum will definitely have a place. But if the people at the top of Ethereum just keep being greedy, keep thinking of themselves, we're going to see something very good get destroyed. And that's my take. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.